Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Chinese Foreign Department Chief Liu arrives in Nepal. The Chinese delegation discusses bilateral issues with Nepal's Foreign Minister. UML Chairman Oli stresses on encouraging literary creation, honors authors with the Janata Literature Award. CIEDP chairman says the commission is still investigating cases of disappearance, government planning to provide free health services to the families of the missing. Sri Lanka hopes to install new government after a day of chaos. Streets turned silent after the protesters stormed President's palace. And Djokovic wins Wimbledon title, underlines his dominance with fourth straight title. And now the news in detail. Chinese Communist Party's Foreign Department Chief Liu Lianzhao paid a courtesy call on Minister for Foreign Affairs Dr. Naren Khadga yesterday. In the meeting held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the two discussed various matters of Nepal-China relation. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they also exchanged their views on further enhancing bilateral cooperation and relations between the two countries. The ministry stated that the visiting Chinese dignitary arrived in Nepal on Sunday morning leading an 8-member team. Liu is on a 4-day official visit to Nepal. This is Liu's first visit to Nepal after his appointment as the Foreign Department Chief. This is another high-level visit from neighboring country China after the visit of the Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi in March. Liu's this visit has been seen as being significant for expanding the long-standing friendly relations between Nepal and China. Liu also paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba at the latter's official residence in Balwatar earlier yesterday. CPN-UML chairman and former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has stressed on encouraging the writers in order to flourish literary works. Speaking at a program organized in Kathmandu on Sunday, Chairman Oli urged the creators to continue their literary works, including songs, music, and singings. He also clarified that the Nepali people have always been committed to advance the field of song, music, and singing. Monitoring that Nepal is a country with a tradition of poetry, song, music, and singing, Chairman Oli pointed out the need to move forward by continuing this tradition. Chairman Oli said that the literary works, including songs and music, should not be forgotten. During the program, Oli also honored the author with the Janata Literature Award. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has said that language, literature, culture and drama are the treasures of the nation. A report. In his addressing during an award distribution ceremony organized by the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation of Nepal Academy yesterday, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba said that language, literature and culture reflect our civilization and are heritages of national pride, and such heritages have the contribution to enhancing the nation's images. He further said that the nation's language, culture, art, music and drama are the civilization, culture and national identities, and we have been able to earn our distinct identity internationally based on it. The Prime Minister stressed the need of recognizing those contributing to the creation of language and culture from the state level, as it encourages the new generation to get involved in creative works. He also said that he was hopeful that those winning the awards on the occasion would give their best to the respective field in the future too. The Prime Minister said that the government is always ready to help for the development of this sector. On the occasion, 43 people had won awards, including National and Provincial Talent Award, Mahakavi Lakshmi Prasad Devkota Award, Bhagat Sarbajit Manav Maryada National Award, Gopal Prasad Rimal National Award, and Itihas Shiromani Baburam Acharya Award under various 9 genres. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 121 new cases of COVID-19 across the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the number of active cases of COVID-19 has dropped to 229 after 40 people recovered from the disease. So far, a total of 980,317 people have tested positive for the virus in Nepal, while 967,426 people have already recovered. No new death from the virus was reported yesterday. The death toll from the virus remains constant at 11,952. Nepal is currently among top 67 countries affected by coronavirus. USA tops the list with 90.33 million cases, followed by India with 43.63 million confirmed cases. The virus has infected more than 560.64 million people worldwide and has claimed over 6.37 million lives. Yuvraj Subedi, chairman of the Commission of Investigation on Enforced Disappeared Persons, Nepal, said that the commission has been investigating the missing person with the focus on the victims. Speaking at an interaction related to acts on investigation of disappeared person and Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Kathmandu on Sunday, Chairman Subedi said that the government should find out the truth about the missing persons and decide not to be irresponsible without understanding the truth, stating that one should not be terrorized by the word perpetrators in the act. He said that the state should not be hesitate in protecting the rights of citizens as per the constitution.
सत्य तथ्य पत्ता लगाउन पनि हामी प्रयास गर्छौं। आज 50 वर्षपछि बेलायतमा चाहिँ यो बेपत्ता व्यक्तिहरू छानबिन गर्नको लागि स्कटिस्टहरूको सम्बन्धमा आयोगहरू गठन भइरहेका छन्। त्यसै कसैलाई बेपत्ता राज्यले चाहिँ किन गैर जिम्मेवारी कुरो भन्न सक्दैन। बेपत्ता छ भने कहाँ कसरी बेपत्ता हो भनिदिनुपर्छ, सत्य तथ्य कुरा भनिदिनुपर्छ।
Chairman Subedi said that out of missing persons of 2,498 families, identity cards have been issued to 3,993 members of 1,321 families so far. He also urged the family members of the disappeared to go to their municipality and demand the rights stipulated by the Constitution. He further added that the Commission was working to guarantee free healthcare and education to the families of those missing during the armed conflict. And now the news from economic front. Nepal is once again witnessing development works in massive scale towards the end of the fiscal year. This has become a general trend in the country as the current fiscal year is coming to an end. A large amount of budget was spent only on Saturday. A report.
According to the Office of Financial Controller General, a body set up to manage the financial accounts of the government, a maximum of rupees 25.55 billion has been disbursed from state coffers on Saturday. There is a legal provision to stop all the payments from all government offices 7 days before the end of the fiscal year. Due to this arrangement, the payment would not be received in the next fiscal year. In order to overcome this problem, various bodies worked in a hurry and such huge amount was released only on Saturday. The fact that such a large amount of money was paid on the same day at the end of the fiscal year shows that the expenditure system for development in the country has not improved. According to the Office of Financial Controller General, Saturday's payment was done despite Saturdays being a public holiday. The government payment were made under three headings: current, capital, and fiscal financial management. According to the office, rupees 10.58 billion has been paid for current fiscal year, rupees 14.72 billion for expenditure, and rupees 247.1 million for financial management. The government issued a notice asking the Office of Financial Controller General to make the payment on Saturday as well. The government had allocated a total budget of rupees 1,632.83 billion for the current fiscal year, of which only rupees 1,237 billion has been spent till the end. This is only 85.8% of the total budget. In order to curb the trend of not spending in the starting month of the fiscal year and excessive spending in the last month of the fiscal year, Financial Committee of the Parliament has made an arrangement not to spend more than 10% of the total budget in the last month. The committee has repeatedly given suggestions and instruction to stop the construction of the infrastructure before the end of fiscal year. However, the government has not been able to implement it properly, neither the contractor has been able to comply with the decisions.
Now, the international news. There is calm on the streets of Sri Lanka a day after protesters stormed the president's residence and set fire to the prime minister's house, forcing both the leaders to announce their resignations over a worsening economic crisis on the country. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is expected to quit on Wednesday, marking a dramatic and end to powerful clans' hold over Sri Lankan politics for more than 2 decades. Prime Minister Ranil, who assumed the post only 2 months ago, also offered to resign to allow an all-party interim government to take over. Rajapaksa, 73, has urged people to allow a peaceful transition of power which he plans to supervise before quitting force. A meeting of the leaders of the political parties is scheduled on Sunday, with opposition politicians claiming that they have a parliamentary majority to form an interim government. Following the resignation of the president and the prime minister, Parliament Speaker Mahinda Abewardena is expected to take over as acting president as per Sri Lanka's constitution. On Sunday morning, many protesters were still camping in the president's official residence. They cooked food, played the piano, and even enjoyed games of cards and carom in the house. Meanwhile, police say they have arrested more than 3,000 people in connection with the protest on Saturday, Al Jazeera reported. Donetsk of Ukrainian emergency workers labour to pull people out of rubble after a Russian rocket attack smashed into apartment buildings in eastern Ukraine, killing at least 15 people. More than 20 people were believed still trapped on Thursday. The strike late on Saturday, 3 buildings in a residential quarter of the town of Chasiv Yar in Donetsk province, inhabited mostly by people who work in nearby factories. The provincial governor of Donetsk said the town is about 12,000 was hit by Russian Uragan rockets that are far from truck-borne system. Chasiv Yar is located 20 kilometers southeast of Kramatorsk, a city that is a major target of Russian forces as they grin westward. On Sunday evening, rescuers were able to remove enough of bricks and concrete to retrieve a man who has been trapped for almost 24 hours, reported Al Jazeera. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Novak Djokovic underlined his recent dominance at Wimbledon with a composed and controlled flight back against Australia's Nick Kyrgios to win a 4th consecutive men's single title. Serbia's Djokovic, 35, lost the first set after some superb serving from Kyrgios but ended up winning 4-6, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6 on centre court. It is Djokovic's 7th SW19 men's title, and only Roger Federer has more. Victory also moved him one behind Rafael Nadal, record 22 men's measures. Top seed Djokovic made a slower start than his 27-year-old opponent, who initially seemed nervousness in his first Grand Slam singles final. But the Serb did not lose belief as he showed all of his experience and knows to turn the match around. Losing his winning position began to irritate Kyrgios, who is known for his fiery temperament as well as his exciting tennis. While Kyrgios increasingly remonstrated with his support team, Djokovic remained cool in the heat of the battle on the scorching centre court. After clinching victory with the 3rd match point, Djokovic dropped his Hansles picked a blade of the centre court grass to end what has now become a customary celebration. The All Nepal Football Association is all ready to discuss the future of Nepal Super League during its upcoming executive committee meeting. During an informal meeting of NSL organizers with NFA office bearers, including its newly elected President Pankaj Nembang, on Sunday the NFA leadership assured the NSL representatives of taking necessarily decision after its executive committee meeting. The future of NSL hangs in the balance after four top-tier clubs and NFA Vice President Bir Bahadur Khadga decided to scrap the agreement with NSL. Sudeep Sharma, the CEO of Nepal Sports and Event Management, which organizes the NSL, said that they held a meeting with NFA officials to sort out the uncertainty regarding the NSL, a franchise-based league which also did not go well with some A-division club. NFA General Secretary Kiran Rai said that the agreement with NSL was scrapped due to the recommendation of clubs, but that does not mean NFA can sign a new agreement with NSL. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Chinese Foreign Department Chief Liu arrives in Nepal. The Chinese delegation discusses bilateral issues with Nepal's Foreign Minister. UML Chairman Oli stresses on encouraging literary creation, honors authors with the Janata Literature Award. CIEDP Chairman says the Commission is still investigating cases of disappearance, government planning to provide free health services to the families. Sri Lanka hopes to install new government after a day of chaos. Streets turned silent after the protesters stormed President's palace. And Djokovic wins Wimbledon title, underlines his dominance with fourth straight title. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamajara.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.